Shalom, 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 Israel. This your King and Shepherd KD coming with another message of daily edification brought to you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All praises due. I don't know, my spirit is disturbed. Yeah. Well, we're preparing to get out of here, right? So, and us preparing to get out of here, we want everything to be as right as possible when it's time to go. But I don't know. You know, that 4 months off, it did something to the body, and it was necessary. It opened a lot of doors. As far as what people really believe, you know. Hope I'm not talking in circles. See, what it was designed for, the famine in the word, it was to see. It was kind of like a test. Because the thing is, I could have instantly started the channel back up. I just didn't do it. I wasn't led to do it. Because you got to do a stress test in order to see what you really have and who you really have. Restaurants do it. Auto shops do it. It doesn't matter what type of business that you have. In a business sense, you have to do a stress test. You have to see, can what you labor for, can it hold up under pressure? You know what I mean? So you have to have a stress test, and that's basically what this was. This 4 months off, it was a stress test for the body to see who's going to crack, who's going to crumble, who's going to show their real ass, you know? And I was looking for some ass, all right? I was looking for some ass to see who's who. And man, woo, didn't disappoint, you know? When these videos stopped going, people started reverting back. See, the Bible says a dog will return to his vomit and a fool will return to folly. See, they got some people that got even better when the videos went down because they fed themselves. They prayed. They got closer to the Most High. They took that time without any intervention from me to get closer to the Most High themselves. Then they got some that got worse. Right? And some of the brothers, I ain't gonna say they got worse, but they kind of got stagnant. But some of I gotta lean over to the Aquas now, because on y'all side, shit, 2 or 3 of y'all dropped out during that 4 months. It was several women in his body, all right, that showed their ass. One of them is that burnt Brussels sprout head bitch Paula, aka Pablo. All right, that bitch. Ooh, all right. she clipped herself. She had been showing her ass, but she showed enough to where I could see it and make the quality decision to clip her ass. Her and her 2 demon ass daughters. And I hate that shit, man, because, you know, like I say, I love everybody in here, man. I do. Until you give me a reason not to. And she turned out to be a straight bitch. All right. I mean, her wickedness knew no bounds. But she was in there hiding. So, like I say, when you run a stress test, you start to see the weakness of people and who they really are and how full of shit people really are, man. And it's not over. There's more. There's more. All right. and the shit that she was doing, man. God damn. Woo. So, you know, and we just lost another one out of here hiding because she was a goddamn Pharisee. Oh, Nariah. I hope your ass ain't still out there listening, because you have no fucking chance of ever being in here any kind of way. 1,000 years or better, your ass is done. Call me a fucking hypocrite. You can go ahead with that shit. Yeah, she got her ass out of here. All right. Sat here, stuck up for her. Was there for her and her children. You know what I mean? And what did she do? Stab me in the fucking back. But it's all good, you know. And there's more in here. There's more in here faking the funk, you know. But I want to show you brothers, man. All right. You real brothers in here, how dangerous it is when you got a woman like that, man. She'll destroy you, man. She'll destroy you, right? Now, I just stuck up for the Aquas on more times than I could shake a stick at. Today, I got to keep it, I got to keep it 100, man. There's other women hiding in this goddamn body wicked than a motherfucker. All right? And I want you to know that the Most High is going to search your ass out. And he's going to fuck you up, man. He's going to expose you where I can get to you. All right? I want to show y'all a little story. All right? I want us to go to the book of Esther. All right. Esther 1 and 1. All right. Get a little story time in. All right. This for the body. All right. And it's a lesson for you fellas out there. All right. Matter of fact, let me get a precept real quick. Romans 15 and 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. All right. So that's what this is for. All of this is written down and kept record because the Most High already knew in these end times and end days what we would be facing. And he left a record here so that we have a roadmap. You dig what I'm saying? So let's go to Esther chapter 1, verse 1. Now it came to pass in the days of Ahasuerus. This is Ahasuerus, which reigned from India even unto Ethiopia, over 127 provinces. That in those days when the king Ahasuerus sat on the throne of his kingdom, which was in Shushan, the palace, in the 3rd year of his reign, he made a feast unto all his princes and his servants, the power of Persia and Media, the nobles and princes of the provinces being before him. When he showed the riches of his glorious kingdom and the honor of his excellent majesty, many days, even 180 days. And when these days were expired, the king made a feast unto all the people that were present in the Shushan, the palace, both unto great and small, 7 days in the court of the garden of the king's palace. Verse 6. Where were white, green, and blue hangings fastened with cords of fine linen, and purple to silver rings and pillars of marble. The beds were of gold and silver, upon a pavement of red and blue and white and black marble. And they gave them drink in vessels of gold, the vessels being diverse one from another, and royal wine in abundance, according to the state of the king. And the drinking was according to the law. None did compel, for so the king had appointed to all the officers of his house that they should do according to every man's pleasure. Now let me get a New Living Translation for that. By edict of the king, no limits were placed on the drinking, for the king had instructed all his palace office officials to serve each man as much as he wanted. So, open bar, no limit. All right. Verse 9. Now we get to the good part. Also, Vashti, the queen, made a feast for the women in the royal house which belonged to the king Ahasuerus. Now, this the king's palace. This a king, man. A fucking king. Right? A king. So, she's the queen. She is made a feast for the women in the royal house, which belonged to Ahasuerus. He's the king. All right? Now look what happens. On the 7th day, when the heart of the king was merry with wine, he commanded Mehuman, Bista, Harbona, Bigtha, and Abactha, Zethar, and Carcass, the 7 chamberlains that served in the presence of Ahasuerus the king, to bring Vashti the queen before the king with the crown royal, to show the people and the princes her beauty, for she was fair to look on. He wanted to show his wife off, y'all. But the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment by his chamberlains. Therefore was the king very wroth, and his anger burned in him. See, tried to simp him. Tried to simp his ass out. All right? So the king got hot. He knew she was trying to simp him. All right? And that's what pissed him off. Now, my question to you is, do you know when your wife is trying to simp you out? Do you? Do you know when your wife is trying to make you look like a goddamn fool? Just a question. All right? Verse 13. Then the king said to the wise men, which knew the times, for so was the king's manner toward all that knew law and judgment. I'm going to read that again. Then the king said to the wise men, which knew the times, for so was the king's manner toward all that knew law and judgment. Verse 14. And the next unto him was Karshena, Shethar, Admatha, Tarshish, Meres, Marsena, and Memucan, the 7 princes of Persia and Media, which saw the king's face, and which sat the first in the kingdom. They like, nigga, you a king. Look at your face. She pissed you the fuck off. Verse 15. What shall we do unto the queen Vashti according to the law? Because she had not performed the commandment of the king Ahasuerus by the chamberlains. She disobeyed me and made me look like a damn fool. What do I do? And Memucan answered before the king and the princes, Vashti, the queen, had not done wrong to the king only, but also to all the princes and to all the people that are in the provinces of the king Ahasuerus. So they letting the king know, yo, yo bitch ain't only disrespecting you, she disrespecting everybody. She disrespecting, she disrespected us. She disrespected every man out here in all 100 and some of your provinces by doing what she did. Because she's going to set a tone, all right? She's going to set a tone of disrespect, right? Let's boil this shit down, okay? Verse 17, for this deed of the queen shall come abroad. Let me highlight that shit. I'm coming back to that. For this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women, so that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes. When it shall be reported, the king Ahasuerus commanded Vashti, the queen, to be brought in before him, but she came not. Still tripping, all right? Verse 18. Likewise, shall the ladies of Persia and Media say this day unto all the king's princes which have heard of the deed of the queen, thus shall there arise too much contempt and wrath. If it please the king, let there go a royal commandment from him, and let it be written among the laws of the Persians and the Medes, that it be not altered, that Vashti come not before the king Ahasuerus, and let the king give her royal estate unto another that is better than she. In other words, clip that bitch. Verse 20. And when the king's decree, which he shall make, shall be published throughout all his empire, for it is great, all the wives shall give their husbands honor, both to great and small. And the saying pleased the king and the princes. And the king did according to the word of Memucan. For he sent letters unto all the king's provinces, and to every province according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language, that every man should bear rule in his own house, and that it should be published according to the language of every people. Now, Vashti got it in her fucking head that she could disrespect the king. All right. She had a fucking nigga ass spirit, and she embarrassed the king. See, this is what will happen if you got a woman that's out of order. She'll embarrass the shit out you and don't give a fuck. Cause she a nigga with a damn pussy. That's all she is. All right. Let me get another passage. Let's go to Sirach 25. Starting at verse 19. You know what? Might have to go up a little more. Verse 15. Sirach verse 25, verse 15. There is no head above the head of a serpent, and there is no wrath above the wrath of an enemy. I'd rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. The wickedness of a woman changeth her face, and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. You know you got a wicked woman when you do something that's righteous, and even though it's righteous, even though it's scriptorial, I don't give a shit, in any direction you cut it, you tell her this what you get. That's what it means. It says, she darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. You can tell when you do something she don't like, just got that funky ass attitude. Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly. That means when somebody talking about the shit, they talking about the shit and it start hitting home, the man that's going through that shit gonna sit there and be like, God damn. It's terrible, man. It's terrible dealing with a wicked ass woman. All right. Her husband shall sit among his neighbors. All right. And when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. As the climbing up a sandy way is to the feet of the aged, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man. Always talking, gum bumping. Don't know when to sit down and shut the fuck up. Don't know when. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure. A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. That means if she's working and you ain't, You finna hear something. Now, I don't want y'all trying to bring me up on the hypocrite card. Don't want you trying to bring me up on the hypocrite card, because y'all know my black ass ain't working, right? Well, to take a few things into consideration if you call yourself judging me on anything, all right? Yeah, man, the motherfucker kid, they talking that shit, man. That nigga at home every day, man. That's what you saying in your heart and mind. Watch your tongue, and I will coin you as a bitch ass nigga for saying some shit like that. Nigga, I done my work. I put my work in, and I'm still bringing in money. I'm bringing in more money than some people that is working, all right? Because I'm retired, so that doesn't count. I'm talking about a motherfucker that wife gotta maintain his ass, you know what I mean, just on GP. That ain't what's going on here. Still pay my bills. You dig what I'm saying? So that's the difference. Now, it says, a woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. Means she loses respect for him, okay? But shit, it don't take that. Some of you might be working, man. You might be bringing the check home, and you still get shit, okay? Verse 23. A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees. Meaning, all right, that she abates your courage. They got some women, man, that take your damn heart. They'll get you to go along with shit that's wrong just so you ain't got to argue. Oh yeah, they do it. Yeah. They get your ass so good, man, that you start co-signing shit before it's even done. She could do some wicked ass shit, man. Some wicked ass shit. All right? I done seen it. You ever seen a nigga out? He got a girl and she got his ass in that damn state, that simp state. Oh, baby, look at his shoes. They look good on him. Oh, he tall too. Oh yeah, baby, them shoes look good. What? Bitch, fuck you. You don't be sitting there complimenting no nigga in my motherfucking face. But guess what? If you simped out, oh, well, baby, hey, yeah, you right. Yeah, them shoes do look good. She ain't looking at his shoes, nigga. She looking at him. All right? Moving right along. See, they throw a little shit test to see what the fuck you gonna say, man. Fuck that. A wicked woman abateth the courage. She makes you scared to speak up and make a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. Now you sitting here on the inside grieving and pissed off, and she just sitting there gloating. Yeah, my baby said his shoes look good. Fuck you. Tell y'all something. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees. Verse 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Heard what they said? Don't that match what all of them counselors told Ahasuerus? They said your fucking bitch of a wife made everybody look bad. All right? Look at verse 25. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. Look, you ain't being no dog. All right? You ain't being no dog if you got a doggish ass woman and she's sitting there making you look like a damn fool. Okay? Certain shit that don't go on. Look at verse 26. If she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. Now, we do know, all right, got to be careful with the divorce word, all right? But there are things that can be done. Shit. You a man of the Lord. You got a woman at home bullshitting and acting a goddamn fool. You can get another one that treats you right. You can do that. You got an option to do that. Oh, yeah. Yes, you do. Many as you want to. Maybe she'll get some act right when she sees somebody else treat your ass the way you're supposed to get treated. You dig? So, all I want to say is this. I've seen some of that here, even in this body. and I don't like it. I don't like no disrespectful ass bitch. I don't like that. You know? And when I find them, I pluck them. All right? I just got to make sure I get enough evidence first. I don't like doing do-overs, you know? But, hey, I can't blame women for what they do, because if you allow them, that's why it says give the water no passage. If you give her the avenue to keep disrespecting you and doing bullshit, she's going to do it. And guess what? It's going to be your fault. Some of you niggas need to man up, man. I'm telling you. Brothers right now suffering behind that shit. We got one on suspension right now, man. I ain't going to put them out there. You know? But we got one on suspension right now. And talked to me a long time, and I told him what he got to do. But see, he dealing with a fucking heathen, man. Dealing with a heathen. That's even worse. But all I can tell you, brothers, is this. The most powerful, the only power you got sometimes with one of these damn women is not fighting with them, not going back and forth, not bumping heads, not none of that shit. The most powerful thing a man could do with a wicked woman is walk away from her ass. You know why? Because she never expects you to do it. She thinks you're too weak. She thinks, oh, and then look, it's a headache, man. I ain't gonna sit there and lie, man. It's a headache. It's a pain in the ass. You got to restructure your life. You got to find somewhere to live. You got to pay out money. You got to do all that. But guess what? That's what a man do. I had to do it. I had to do it, man. I had a gorilla. And I finally got tired of that fucking apple neck bitch. So, I'm telling you, we getting preparing to get out of here. We don't need no fucking wicked ass women that are not willing to abide by these scriptures. We don't need that where we going. Our women are going to be in order. They're going to be loving. We're going to love them, and we're going to be their protection, and they're going to be our comfort. That's what this is all about. Anything less is uncivilized. All right. So, you brothers, look. I don't know who this is for, but hey, you need to recognize, realize, and analyze where you at and where you trying to go. All right. So, take inventory of your house. Do I really have a woman of the Lord? Okay. Because the men of the Lord here, we got rank and file. We got, we got the valiant ones here. But just because you on this side right now, a lot of y'all is facing challenges. And see, some of these women, they don't give a fuck that you a king. Just like Ahasuerus. Vashti didn't give a fuck about his position. He was a king, and I mean, he was a king, not like us. See, we broke kings right now. We broke kings. All right. We broke kings. All right. This motherfucker Ahasuerus had the gold cups and everything, and this bitch was still tripping. So what does that tell you? It don't matter what level you are in your material possessions. All right. What matters is how you represent yourself. Take inventory of your house. And stop cowering away. You got a woman that do some shit that piss you the fuck off. Say, hey, baby, hey, I don't like that. If y'all got to rumble, then you got to rumble. Ain't no knuckling up. Ain't no socking nobody up. Ain't nobody getting socked out, all right? Ain't nobody getting socked out. Be like, all right, if it's like that, this above my head, then we're going to bring in some wise counsel. Don't be proud to get no wise counsel, fellas, I'm telling you. That's the only thing. Ain't that what King Ahasuerus just did? He asked his boys, how do I handle this? They told him. And guess what? All the shit stopped, and that's how he ended up getting Esther. All right? Don't be afraid of wise counsel. But here's the thing. When you get that wise counsel, you use it. You do it. You put it into action. All right? A wicked ass bitch ain't gonna do nothing but draw your ass to the damn dirt. That's all she gonna do. All right? Let me get a precept on the way out. This is Proverbs 31:3. Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which is the destroyer of kings. Don't do it. All right. Give the water no passage. All right. I pray that this message was edifying. All right. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Mashiach Yahushai. See y'all on the next go round. KD out. Shalom.